What's up, everybody? Jaxxsin here, and I've been on PC for about a half a year now, and I want to do a video that I've been wanting to do before I got the PC. But I just didn't want to do it half-assed. I didn't want to go through these things and kind of feel like I'm just regurgitating other people's things. And with that in mind, I got Chubbz here.
What's up, guys?
And he's here because he's currently on the console. He's currently making the move to PC. Like, we're building his piece by piece the same way we built mine. Just because, you can build a better PC that way if you just take your time and build it slowly. But he's currently on console, so he's dealing with a lot of the fucking frustration and bullshit that I just haven't had to deal with now for quite a while. And so, I haven't played I play my PS4 to play with friends, and like I feel like that's even going to end soon because my PlayStation Plus membership had ended and I had to give them $10 more for another month. And I don't know if I'm going to re-up it again. Like, I just gave them $10 because I had to give them $10 so I could play through Destiny in a single day, right? So I had to give him $10 to play a game that I had rented. It's ridiculous. But Chubbz is currently dealing with that bullshit, and so I wanted him here to talk about it. Now, if you guys don't know this, like, we were primarily console gamers. Like, we played World of Warcraft on the PC, and obviously, like, all the Blizzard hits, Warcraft 2, Diablo, Warcraft 3, Diablo 2, like, all of those games. I have experience playing those. We always had a family computer, but it was never good enough or mine enough, like, I just couldn't download whatever I wanted. I had to check with my parents and shit. So, like, for me, it was always kind of like a half in. I never owned my own PC that was mine, that, we had built and all that. And so during the course of like just being a Nintendo player because that's what my family owned when I was younger, to being a PlayStation owner because my older sister's friend, who was really cool, awesome dude, let me play his PlayStation 1, and I was able to play like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8. There was a Star Wars Episode 1 game that was really clunky, but just to me at the time it was like, wow, this looks so cool, and I was impressed by it. So when they asked me, what do you want for Christmas, I said PlayStation 2, Dynasty Warriors, Heavenly Sword, you know what I mean, like great fucking memories. So that with their marketing, at a certain point, it's not just because that's what you were given, or a circumstance of like that's what you were familiar with. They try to like drill into you this fanboy mentality. And I'm guilty of it. I had arguments against Xbox people about the Xbox. I had, arguments against PC people about the PC, and then there's a part of me that was buying into all this shit that it's, it's hard to game on the PC, and it's difficult to build your own, and it's a pain in the ass to, deal with settings and all of these things. And like, what if this game isn't optimized well, and blah, blah, blah. And part of me started to believe that, just because of the marketing and the bullshit that the fucking dumbest spectrum of the fanboys, the idiots that Rags exposes. I'll just segue into Rags without fucking all casual as fuck. But something changed for me, and that was Rags. My buddy Aristotle mentioned, I think you'd like this guy's videos. Go check him out. I go watched him, and like I said, he has these just extreme idiotic fanboys on one side or the other, and he's just kind of like the way he's able to do it is in a way that I'm open to, that I'm receptive to. And it's almost like when my nephew Turvis would talk to me about graphics cards and things like that. Like, the way he did it was just like technology, and like, this is, and it was interesting to me, and I was like, that's crazy, like, that they're able to do that, now. And so that was part of the interest. And then my buddy Rain, who's also very, very tech, I think he's got his A++ other stuff. Like, he's he's a very tech oriented guy, and he would explain PCs and things like that, and like, this is why it's better, and like all of these things. And he never did it in like an arrogant asshole way, and that's how Rags did it. But Rags was an asshole, and he was arrogant, but it wasn't towards me. It was towards this extreme part of the, spectrum of kind of where I had landed, just because of my parents bought me a certain fucking console. You know what I mean? And I just grew up with it, and I had good memories with it. You know what I mean? And so he's not talking to me. He's talking to this idiot who I can see is clearly an idiot, because Rags just takes his argument and breaks it into little pieces, and he's like, no, you can't play a PC with a controller. Well, that's bullshit. And I can attest to that now after hearing him say that. I asked Chris, and Chris is like, yeah, I use my paddle on the PC all the time, because Chris had a PC. But he was playing console because I was on console. And, you know, we just didn't have the money to build a PC, you know, unless we built it piece by piece. So, like, it was just something that Rags was kind of the catalyst for. But it wasn't the graphics. And, I mean, the graphics are excellent. Don't get me wrong. I love the extra frames. I love the smooth, you know, graphics. But it wasn't that. It was something else. It was a matter of choice to me. Where on the console, I'm beholden to the console monopoly of I'm dealing with Sony in front of all of the things that I want to do on this platform. Like, I want to play games with my friends, right? But Sony's standing there and they're saying, no, give us money for a service that really I don't see the point of the service or what they're actually doing. And I'm gonna ask Chubbz, since he's currently on the console. Chubbz, what do you feel warrants this wall of, like, this asshole dude standing in front of, you know, you and your games and your friends saying, give me my tax or get the fuck out?
Well, for us, because, you know, like you said, we play on Sony PlayStation, there's literally no service that they're offering. I mean, people argue that the free games a month is worth it, you know, worth the now $80, I think it is, for the yearly subscription.
Wow.
But, yeah, they upped the price.
Holy
That's
fuck.
the thing. And so the thing that you got to ask yourself...
$80?
Yeah.
I thought they just raised it to like 65 or 70.
No, it's like $10, $20 that they raised it, dude.
Dude.
Yeah,
Anyway.
So that's the question that you got to ask yourself is, you know, and the argument for Xbox all the way back to the 360, you know, because the PS3,
they started it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Xbox started this mandatory service for online access.
Yeah, the gold membership or whatever. But what they would do is they say, okay, well, we're going to charge you this service, but we're going to make sure that the servers run smooth, that the internet connection is going to be good, you know, that side of the console gaming is going to be handled for you. And it's just going to be that service that we're charging you for.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, you know...
So you're going to have stable connections.
Yeah.
You're going to, you know...
And so the Xbox was always better on that side, you know. The servers hardly ever dropped.
Yeah,
you know?
well, that's why Halo was so popular. It was very, very next level in that aspect.
Yeah, it was very smooth. There was hardly any lag, you know. If there was a death, you knew that was legit because, you know, not because of latency of the internet and you know, certain bullshit like that. Which, you know, the PlayStation 3 always had those problems, but, you know, the argument for Sony people were, well, we don't have to pay for the internet.
Yeah, and Sony was in a position where that was beneficial to them.
Oh, yeah, because they weren't winning.
Yeah, they weren't winning. Xbox had the reins.
Yeah. But then the PlayStation 4 comes out, and now they're charging this service.
But back then, there were still the free games,
yeah,
and you could still buy it. Yeah. So it was an optional thing that you could opt into if you wanted to have a couple of free games a month.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the only perk that they give you is, you know, the free games a month. And so now at this point with the PlayStation 4, and let's be honest, their networking, their servers, PlayStation's, you know, internet side.
It's archaic.
It's bad. Yeah. I mean, we have our PlayStation 4s hardwired to the internet, and we still have, Type 2 NAT?
Type 2 NAT error.
Restricted NAT all the time.
Unable to hear player due to NAT error.
Randomly, it'll drop the internet
I remember
speed.
trying to play Destiny and trying to raid in that game, and like you would drop out, and then next time it would be me that got dropped out, and then next time it'd be like Toxic or Jeff that got dropped out, and it was just a fucking headache.
And then you look at,
we're having to pay them $10 a month, or $80 a year, whatever it is now, so that we can even have that privilege of the disconnect.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Because
that's the whole reason why this was started with the Xbox was, you know, to give you the service of good servers, all that stuff. And then PlayStation does it, and they don't offer anything other than the free games a month. And so it's a question that you got to ask yourself is, you know, our point-and-click Telltale game series games, are they worth it? And then another thing is people say, well, yeah, but they gave us, you know, look at Infamous, Second Son, and Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, you know, and they do give away good games, but it's not like they're doing anybody favors. These are games that have been on sale for how long?
Yeah, I own both of those already. before they gave them out. I mean, I bought Infamous, I think, for $15 on a flash sale.
And that was the first game that came out for
the ridiculous thing is even the sales, like on Steam, it's just a sale. But even on the Sony, and I don't know if this is true for Xbox, but it probably is you have to have access to their premium membership, which in order to just play the game. But then on top of that, you have to have access to their premium membership just to
get the sales.
Yeah, to get the sales for the game.
Yeah.
So, you know, like if you don't have the PlayStation Plus, you don't get the 5% discount this week on this.
Yeah.
That they're dictating, like they're deciding what the sales are.
Yeah.
When on the PC, I mean, that's a great point Brags brings up a lot, is on the PC, it's an open market. So any dev can decide to sell their game for whatever price they decide to sell it for. And they can, you know, at any point in time, put that game on sale. And you can, you know, pick it up that way. It's just, that's the main thing about that put me towards it was that. Is that I feel like with console, there's a gatekeeper. It's limiting your options with not only graphically and like settings and like performance wise, because they're hindering it down to 30 FPS. They're saying no, that's all we can do. You know, the most powerful console on the market,
4K resolution.
When I saw Minecraft in 4K, I came all over my fucking jelly donut, man. Anyway, but that's like, so not only are you hindered performance wise, which I know a lot of console people will say it doesn't matter, and believe me, I truly believe you when you say that. I mean, once you step to the PC and you see it though, and the better performance, I'm telling you it does matter. But if you don't have that perspective, I agree with you, it doesn't matter, because I was in the same boat and I saw nothing wrong with the graphics or the limitations that the console was setting on me, because they were just there and it was a reality of life. You know what I mean? But now going to the PC, playing on the PC, having all these options, you know, them making it easier now with the Steam PS4 support. Like my PS4 paddle works without DS4 Windows now. So like there's no change in my gaming situation other than I just have better performance. I don't have to pay some shady, shifty middleman to fucking, you know, have access to shit I already own. I mean, like Chubbz, me and Chubbz did a look through our libraries of what games we own, and just to play Battleborn or Destiny, like we would have to have a Plus membership.
Oh yeah.
Like we knew that when we Redbox Destiny 2, and I had to buy one. You still had yours. I had to buy one. Fucking stupid for just one day.
Oh yeah.
For one day. Like, so my rental was $13, $16 because we had to keep it an extra day.
Yep.
So it was $16 for me. Just to, you know, it's just ridiculous.
For
one day. One day to play an 11-hour lackluster pile of shit. GG plus. Oh, but I got access to one extra strike. And all the
exclusive gear you gotta grind out.
All that exclusive fucking gear. Fucking Jesus. So, just to play multiplayer in 7 Days to Die, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, which is fucking ridiculous, because, like, multiplayer in Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 is so integral to the experience of those games that I'm not going to wax on poetic and try to give my interpretation of it. It's a key fucking mechanic.
Yes.
It's something that you hate. I hate that they can do it. It pisses me off that they can do it, but I still want them to do it. Because it's part of that experience of getting invaded and feeling like, oh, God damn it, the whole world, and then this asshole's got to step in and be like, fuck you too. Yeah. And it's like, it's something that if the player doesn't want, they can turn it off on the, like in Dark Souls 1, or, you know, you can turn it off in Dark Souls 3, but you're not given that option unless you pay them, this asshole standing between you and the games and the friends, unless you give him money for some arbitrary service that is weak.
Yeah.
Dying Light, can't play that online without it. Injustice, can't play that online. Injustice, a fucking fighting game. The whole point of which is multiplayer, right? Can't play that without, you know, Sword Coast Legends, which is fucking ridiculous. To play a game of D&D with my friends now, online, I have to fucking give them, they'll fuck you. I'll get Grim Dawn. I'll get, you know, I'll buy it on the PC instead. Like, fuck you, Sony. Like, why do you deserve money for me playing this? Like, I've given them the money for the game.
Yeah. It's just for the online service that's already attached.
The Last of Us, which is an exclusive, but you also have to have that in order to play it online, and Vermintide also. Which Vermintide is a good jumping point to also go into. If this is such a service that they're offering, why aren't they allowing cross-platform play for games that it's easily doable in? For instance, Fortnite. Epic Games accidentally did crossplay between PS4, Xbox, and PC. Just whoops, our bad. We didn't mean to. Like, that was just and whether or not it was an accident, the official story or whatever they said, I'm not entirely certain, but I'm sure it's being called an accident. Whatever's the truth, this does expose one thing. It shows that this guy who's standing between you and your friends and your games is also standing between you and an entire other group of potential friends. The same people as you who love this hobby, doing it because whatever fucking reason, we love these games, we love this hobby that other people look at and you're a frivolous waste of your time. Like, what a way to spend your life. It's like, hey, fuck those people. All right, fuck those people. They don't get it. They'll never get it. And, whether it's sports or, fucking movies or whatever, everyone has something that they enjoy that is frivolous time wasting until we're put in the fucking ground. Guess what? It's worth it. If it makes you happy while you're here, why the fuck not? You know what I mean? So those people, we're all the same people. We just love the games. All right. And Sony is the dude now standing between you being able to play with them because crossplay is available. So this shows you that this is a disservice in another ways. They're saying this is on all fronts Sony to me at this point. By giving out these lackluster games that they can look at the sales and be like, oh, look at how many of this is sold. Look at all this. They're doing that because they forcing people to pay to play online. So people are paying no matter what, so they can give out whatever they want. And that shows me that your service, as it was, like PlayStation Plus as it exists on the PS3, wasn't good enough of a service to convince people to buy it. And so you're fucking pissed. And so well, then fine, we will force them to buy it.
Yep.
Right? And then this move by saying we don't want to allow cross-platform play between Xbox and PS4, even though it's clearly easy as fuck since they did it easy. Like, it's easy enough to be done in an accident. Right? It's easy enough to be done in an accident. Okay? Why wouldn't you allow it? Is that because it's a selling point to say we've had this X amount of people playing? We've sold this amount of copies of this game, this amount of copies of the system, all this, and they can say, look, like, we have the player base.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And if that goes away, are you scared that the most powerful console on the market's going to be a problem? I mean, I don't get it. That's what it looks like. To me, it looks like you're scared of the competition.
Oh, yeah.
You're scared that if people know that they can play with their friends on PS4 on an Xbox, they're just going to buy an Xbox maybe. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing, is if they opened it wide open, it would just make everybody, better. It would unify everybody, and they don't want that. They want their market, closed off and niched off. And that's why there's all these arguments for years for console gaming of like, well, I can't afford a PC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, well, it's convenient for me to get a console. You know
it's easier.
Yeah, well, all that shit, it doesn't make sense anymore. And, they still have these arguments in place, and that's why they don't want it, open, cross-platform play. Of course it can easily be done. I mean, Rocket League, Paragon, Fortnite, you know what I mean? There are a lot of games, there's a lot of games that have cross-platform play, especially considering how Sony's saying that they will never do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's just too many things that prove that they are the ones, that are just closing off their group of players.
And, like, I can understand, like, certain first-person shooters that are, that are locked at 30 frames per second on console and, you know, unlocked to whatever the fuck you can afford on PC. I see that there being an argument like games like that shouldn't have cross-platform play. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I played Battleborn with a controller against people on the PC, and I did all right. Now that could be because I just knew the game and I knew the characters I was playing. But then in turn, I played Lawbreakers with a controller and got my ass fucking handed to me left, right, and center. Without, I think I got maybe 2 or 3 kills, and now it's on people I came on unawares. So like, there's a definite argument to be made about cross-platform play in competitive games where the 60 frames per second and the mouse controls arguably are superior. And not even arguably, they're kind of factually superior. The fact that aim assist is turned off on most PC games, aside from Destiny 2, that's a proof, because people know they know, like, people don't need aim assist.
Yeah.
Because the mouse is just that much more accurate to point and click, you know, and it's better.
Oh yeah. And the sensitivity can go higher, you know what I mean?
So there's an argument to be made that some games can't, but games like Fortnite absolutely could. Rocket League absolutely could. I mean, there's lots of games that absolutely could, that, you know, do now with PC and PS4 or PC and Xbox. But Gigantic easily could.
Yeah.
There's plenty of games where it's not going to make too much of a difference that it's going to ruin the competitive edge of the game, for the point where people just won't play it because they're getting dominated by the PC users. You know what I mean? And so it's just, that's the main reason I moved to PC, is as Rags kind of like took apart these fragile arguments, and during the course of that, he showed a lot of this and just exposed it to me, and it started to make more and more sense. And I was in the process of building my PC before I watched lots of his videos. And it was just because I knew that that's where I wanted to go. Not only for the options in editing, just the better gameplay footage, which I really wanted. I wanted my gameplay to be as best looking as possible and as high quality as possible. And so just with that in mind, and on top of that, this looking at Sony all of a sudden and seeing them not as my buddy who's giving me free games every month, but as my buddy who's so scared that the free games he's giving me every month are not good enough that he's forcing me to pay him an extra fee to play games with my friends. And then when he does give me free games, it seems to be that they're already in my library, that I already own them, that I already bought them. And that makes me think, why did I even buy any fucking games from them? Like, how about I just fucking get a yearly membership, let it accrue over a year, see what they give me, and then just play once 1 month out of the year. Just play through these games they gave me that are actually worth it. Is it worth it for that? Just for the occasional time I want to play with my buddy Toxic, which is fucked. That's where this is going, where I could be playing with him. Right. If they would open up crossplay, I mean, we could on Paragon, which is cool. That's also Epic Games. So
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, it's fucked of them to just be that person in front of me and my friends saying nope. And not only that, me and potential friends on another console. And so that was it for me. What do you think, Chubbz? You sum up, end the video with what you want.
Well, for me, it was just because I was playing on a PC with World of Warcraft, so I mean, I already knew a little bit about it, but I still, I hung on to those arguments. And for me, what it is now is it's just like there's more options. There's more restrictions if you go to console. There's more options if you go to PC.
Yeah, there's more games.
You buy it straight from the developer. I mean, and like the old argument of it's, cheap, more cost effective to play console is no longer the case because of how much money you're having to fork over for added fees and all this added stuff.
$60 for most games, a lot of them on PS or PC are $40.
Yeah, and then PS4, the longevity of it. I mean, now we've got the PS4 Pro, and then pretty soon we're gonna have the PSV. The VR is out, and all these little bells and whistles, and all these little things that they're just shoving out for $400, $500 a piece, and you have to buy them because that's their whole marketing is you want to buy them because you love Sony or you love Xbox. So the consoles are like just forcing you to update shit. And for me, it's like, well, if you're going to force me to update the shit, I'll just do it myself and update it piece by piece. Because I know that a lot of the hardware in the PS4 is fine. They're just adding, like, maybe a different graphics card. Or maybe, like, a little bit more RAM and all this other shit. And, like, I could do that myself, and I don't have to do it for $400 fucking dollars.
Yeah, and, you know, turn in your system just to upgrade it to the... You know, it's like, I could just... Well, the thing is you're looking, like, my PC... If I had spent the money for the graphics card, Rain donated it to me, but if I had spent the money for the graphics card... it would have ran me what, $1,000, a little over $1,000, $1,200.
Yeah.
I got it for around $850, $900 because Rain got me that kick-ass graphics card.
Yeah.
So I would give you guys the specs, but I don't know them off the top of my head. I should probably have them written down. Maybe I'll have them at the bottom of the description for like people like Chubbz who like that, you know, looking at the tech and shit. You know what I mean? But it's a decent computer. And the thing about it is I'm not going to have to worry about upgrading it for a very long time. I mean, I have the option to upgrade it.
Yeah.
That's what Rags, I love how he always says it. Like, you always can make it better. That's an option given to you. Like, you know, you can always buy a new piece to make it better. You know, like, he's got twin TIs and all. Dude, it's ridiculous what he has going on.
But it's not like
it's like double
overhaul. It's more like little tweaks.
But he can do that.
Oh, yeah.
He has the money to do it. He's able to do it. That's his option. Like, you could never do that on the console. You're still, even with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox fucking One X or Morpheus or whatever the fuck they're all called nowadays. It's like these in-between consoles. They figured out an expansion pass for consoles. And like you said, it's all about options.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about options. And you know, in the beginning, there is a kind of a sort of level of frustration, but that comes with learning anything new. You know what I mean? If you're not frustrated at your hobby, then you're probably not expanding on it.
Yeah.
You're probably not making your hobby, you know, your experience with the hobby larger.
Yeah.
I feel like something should always frustrate you. I feel like frustration is a good thing. You know, and it depends on how you handle it. If you like just give up and, you know, like get pissed and rage quit whatever you're doing, but if you just get mad and that fuels your desire for answers, motherfucker, tell me what is happening, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it's like, it's a good thing because it's going to drive you to learn, solve the problem. And that's like the PC. That's what it is. It's, you know, there are certain things you got to learn. There are certain things you got to deal with. You know what I mean? But as you learn and they frustrate you, you realize that it's like you're learning how many more open windows there are.
Yeah.
How many, you know, like, and it doesn't feel so much like a walled-in house anymore, so much as it does just like a glass house with all the windows open.
Yeah.
And it's a better place to walk around, and it's a better place, you know, like the sales and the money. I mean, I get games, really good games for cheap, and the one problem though, like this is a big problem on the PC that I'm willing to admit, and that's that the games, because there are so many options, there's certain games that you really can't play with people anymore. Like it's dead. No one's playing it. And that's where cross-platform play would be awesome, and that's why Sony won't do it.
Yep.
Sony is weak, their product is weak, their service is weak, and that's why they force you to pay for the service. That's why they force you to stay within the realm of their own player base.
Yep.
They won't let you wander outside and go play with people on the PC, or, you know, as little as possible they allow this.
Yeah.
And it's just the sort of thing where, stop being an asshole, Sony. If your product's the better product, then you're gonna win. Like, don't do this Nintendo bullshit.
Yeah.
And like, Nintendo had a chance to change the day and like do it better, and they didn't.
They will never do it.
And it's just, and this is the console monopoly.
Yeah.
It's Xbox, Nintendo Switch, your Nintendo in general, or, you know, PlayStation, and now all of those have a middleman that you have to give money for, because it's not just Sony. Like, Nintendo's fucking doing it. Xbox fucking had been doing it for years.
Oh, yeah.
Xbox arguably is the fucking source of the infection. But the point is that this isn't going away, and that's why I moved to PC, you moved to PC, because you look at it and it's apparent this is not going away. This is something that's staying. It would take every gamer uniformly standing up, banding hands together and saying, no, We're not going to pay you for some bullshit service so that we can play games with our friends. No, we're not going to buy your fucking game if you're telling us that we have to pay some fucking bullshit service to play with our friends that we're already paying our internet provider for. We're already fucking paying, you know, like the developer for with the game. Like, we're buying these damn games that have fucking day one season pass content that's already fucking completed, that they cut out during the course of development for this game to sell me later. Now you're telling me that I only get a little bit of that because I picked an Xbox, and I still gotta pay you the same amount of motherfucking money that they have to pay you to have this access to this service, and they're getting more, and it just drives us apart. And it's fucking bullshit. And that's why I say fuck the consoles. I'm glad I moved to PC. And I'm not a PC master racer at all. Like, and I don't despise people who play on the console at all. I recently, like I said, within either under half a year or barely over a half a year, been on PC. And I'm telling you, as someone who's on PC, who plays with his paddle, his PS4 paddle, he plugs into the fucking PC from his couch, plays it sitting down the same way he did on the fucking console. It's just more options. That's what it's about for me. Like, it's not about, you know, like, this is better or that's better or, you know, that fucking fanboy mentality. It's not about that. It's about options. I wanted more options, and the PC gives me more options. Chubbz wants more options. He's going to have more options when he gets his PC built. And so that's the core of this video I wanted to do. It's options, man. Like, really, it's just options. I like being able to get great deals on games. You know, I like that I'm not beholden to Steam. I'm not beholden to good old games. I'm not beholden to Blizzard. I'm not beholden to Uplay. Like, I owe none of these people shit.
Yeah.
This is an open marketplace. I'm walking around.
It's pro-consumer.
I'm walking around, cigar in my hand. I'm looking at all the different deals, you know, and like, I'm the savvy consumer here. I'm not stuck with some fucking dude walking behind me, breathing over my shoulder. What you doing? What you doing? Oh, well, I get a cut of that if you're going to buy that fucking loot box. I get a cut of that if you're going to buy that fucking DLC. I get a cut of that if you're going to buy that fucking game. I get a cut. Where's my cut? It's like, fuck that, dude. Get the fuck off of my shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, guys. That's our video. I rambled on.
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
We've learned about capitalism.
Capitalism.
Not that bad.
We also learned, fuck that band. Play some Motor Grader, you fucking pussy. God, remember when Lisa yelled that at him and he got all bitch hurt?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, our older sister fucking yelled at Ivan Moody in the middle of a 5-finger death. It was the second one we went to, and it was the same goddamn show. It's like, if you could produce metal and you could produce rock and roll, and Ivan Moody is the director, and it was the same goddamn show. He had the same fucking lines. It's like, do you never ad-lib, dude? Do you have no personality? Where's the fucking dude in the background writing your script, Moody? Anyway, Lisa goes, play some Motor Grader! Our older sister, fucking, this dude got so bitch hurt. He's like, who the fuck said that? It's a dead band.
Leave it in the past.
Leave it in the past. Fucking right?
Fucking dick.
Oh, fuck you, Moody. Everybody, love you guys. Till next time, stay awesome, stay smart, stay safe, stay gaming, and as always, stay fucking cool, man. It's all cool. Cool.